Hey guys, Delt here. So I finally started to climb up ranked on my bard yesterday. I only made it to about Wanderer 1 or 2 and lost a lot of gold because I was trying a bunch of different builds to figure out what felt the best to me. It took me a little while, but I finally got what feels like my favorite variation of Battle Bard. The build that I'm running is Charismatic Performance, Rapier Mastery, Fermata, and Superior Dexterity. I've been preferring the Rapier recently, but if you'd rather run a Falchion, I'd just swap Rapier Mastery for Warsong. So the build is definitely just the meta plus all wherever you can get it, because Bard is one of the classes that benefits the most from having every single stat in the game. After that, I'm trying to get 40% PDR with Harmonic Shield and our Buckler out. Roughly 300 move speed, which seems slow, until we're also getting 39 to 40 resourcefulness to make Allegro and Accelerando last a long time. I've never really built resourcefulness before on Bard, but when we have all attributes, it's actually viable since we're getting a good amount of strength and vigor from that alone. Anyway, I'm gonna do what the lore does here and show what I was looking for when I was buying, and I'll be spending roughly 3k on this kit since it's after I realized how I wanted to build. Before this, I was budgeting to roughly 1.5k for each kit, and I know this price may seem steep, but honestly, if we run out of gold, we can just go into norms for a couple games to make this and buy another kit. And if you don't believe that, check my last video. Anyway, here's that and how the build looks and feels in game, so I hope y'all enjoy. So I was going back and forth between a few different chess pieces. I realized that the favorite one that I liked was the Heavy Gambesson. Next to those, the Troubadour Outfit and the Grand Brigandine, I think is what it's called, are my other favorites. And this is because they all give a good amount of PDR. We're losing a lot of move speed, but we'll make that up with plus all gear and our boots. And the next thing is Bardic Pants. This is for two reasons. The first is they give resourcefulness, and the second is that they're really cheap. Because of that, I was trying to find a Ray variant with another set of stats, but if you wanted to get +2 wall green Bardic Pants, you can for like 100 gold. Heavy boots give us more strength, which is more damage, and to make up for the really slow movement speed on them, we're just looking for add move speed on our boots. Adventurer boots are also fine though. And then for gloves, we have a few choices. I feel like my two favorite are either riveted or reinforced, and then we're either going to look for agility, max health, or additional physical damage on them. My favorite helm by far is the straw hat, more damage, more better, and I usually look for agility on these just to make up for the speed difference as well. And then for our cape, we're going to go for the Watchman Cloak. This gives us more resourcefulness, and it's also one of the highest armor rating cloaks in the game. The substats don't really matter too much. I try to get some sort of additional fizz, max health, or move speed, but it doesn't really matter too much. And then I'm just looking for an epic rapier because I'm looking to spend with some physical damage bonus. A blue rapier works just as well. For a buckler, the only thing we're really looking for is armor rating. There's an 18 armor rating one for 200 gold. That's pretty good, so we're just going to grab it real quick. And survival bows are relatively cheap, so I almost always pick up an epic variant. I don't care too much about the substats for these. For our rings, we're going to grab the two cheapest ring of survivals that we can with plus all because they're the cheapest option and they give us resourcefulness. And the same thing goes for the neck. We're just going to look for a rat pendant with +2 all. The second stat doesn't really matter as much. We just want the +2 all. All right, so now we have roughly 300 move speed, 123 health, 39 resourcefulness, 34 strength, and roughly 40% PDR with Harmonic Shield and our Buckler out. Let's get into the game. A lot of people play Rousing Rhythms twice immediately. What I like to do is play it at the end of my buffs since it's the shortest duration one. So I'll play Rousing Rhythms, go through my buffs, and then play Rousing Rhythms again. And I'm just going to skip a tiny bit here, but my goal is to head to Cyclops. And I did want to show, with 41 resourcefulness with Rousing Rhythms active, our Accelerando lasts for about 16 seconds, so we can cast it here, and it doesn't really wear off until we get to Cyclops. Now we're just gonna rebuff real quick and then take this guy down. We do a ton of damage. So if you built like this and you haven't fought Cyclops this geared, be really careful. I lost 1 or 2 gear sets from doing too much damage. He's always going to do a petrify before a rock fall. But if you do too much damage, he might petrify immediately after instead of stomp. And I always expect to stomp after the rock fall. So it took me a little bit to get used to. For example, I could have been hitting him a whole lot more here, but I was expecting the Petrify to come soon, so I was just doing one little jab at a time. And then I stopped myself from hitting him here because I wanted to drink a health pot, and I thought that if I hit him any more, he would immediately go into petrify, and I didn't want that. All right, and that's one Cyclops down, so I'm just gonna check the room, see if somebody killed Troll. If nobody did, I'm gonna head over there. Also, this necklace is insane, by the way. On the way from one boss to another, I try to keep Accelerando active as much as I can, just so we're getting that extra move speed. And if we run into another player, cool, we'll fight. If not, whatever. Taking down both bosses is worth the same as 2 player kills. And it does sound like there's players fighting over near the static extract to my right, but this time I just decided to ignore it. Unlike Cyclops, Cave Troll is the exact same fight every time, regardless of if you have gear or not. So we're just going to take him down quicker since we're so geared. And I did have somebody in my comments recently ask why Cave Troll doesn't combo his side swing while I'm fighting him, but it does when he does. Just notice after the side swing, I watch him step forward and reset his stance, and then that's when I go in and start swinging. If you go in too early before that, that's what'll trigger that second and sometimes third attack. I decided to grab these boots to sell, but not the other ones, because these both are epic variant adventure boots, but they also have 2 max health and 1% move speed. 1% move speed is usually roughly 3, since everyone has about 300 move speed base. In shorter words, I think they'll sell for a decent amount. His survival bow is insane. And I dropped this Crusader helm, but after looking at it again now, I don't think I should have. Yep, this build has almost paid for itself at this point. And here I looked to see if I could go to the Cyclops loot pile, since it looked like it was further out of the zone, but once I got there I realized it was fully out of the zone, so we're just going to run back to Cave Troll after that. Another great backup survival bow. Now we just gotta grab what we want and get on out of here. Looking back, I should have dropped that bear pendant. I thought it was going to sell for more, but it was only going for like 50 gold, so I think I just sold it to the merchant. All right, portal spawning right here, so let's just leave. All right, so that was basically 900 AP with very minimal player and monster kills. So climbing with Bard feels like it's going to be great with this build. And with everything sold, assuming that it's sold when I log back in, because I haven't gone back in since I played yet, that would be 2,300 gold, which is almost enough just from one game to make up for the full kit. So playing one more game, we definitely break even, if not make profit. All in all, Bard feels very strong to me right now. It's still not a W key class by any means. You still need to kite. You still need to deal some damage from range before you can go in. But all in all, it's very strong. and it takes down bosses so easily. All right, and that's just going to be it for me today. So if you enjoyed the video, please just give it a like, a comment, or subscribe to the channel. Anything and everything helps, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you who do that. Also, if you're wanting to join a community of other people who enjoy Dark and Darker and other video games like it, feel free to join my Discord. I'll have the description in the link below. Just come by, say hey, introduce yourself, keep up to date with my content and what's going on with me, or look for group in our Looking for Group channel. The world is your oyster. And the very last thing that I say in each and every one of my videos, and I truly mean it, I hope each and every one of you have a great day, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.